Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Hades, where I think what I'm going to do actually today is use the shield. I know that the spear has the darkness buff, but we haven't actually gotten a shield run off. We only used it very, very briefly, and I remember it being my favorite weapon, like way back when the game first went into early access. So let's play around with it a little bit more. Okay, so we could increase just get raw damage reduction 5% for spending a key. We shouldn't assume that we will be able to continue at that rate. But that's pretty cool. After you bull rush, your next special throws multiple shields. That's pretty exciting. Or your special is replaced with blitz disc. So remember, the special with this is the bouncy, like Captain America's shield throw. Your special deals rapid damage returning on command. Your attack is not disabled. Okay, so it just hangs out. It's a little bit like maybe like Timbersaw's ultimate from Dota. That's interesting. I kind of want to take Chaos aspect. I'm really enjoying the weapon aspects that encourage you to use multiple different attacks in combination, because there's definitely a tendency, especially with how strong some of the boons are, to get an increase to the effectiveness of one attack type and then just have that be the only thing you do for the rest of the run, which is less fun. It's less fun than having to mix your attacks up. We're going to take Chaos aspect. Ooh, okay, I need 2 keys to get it up to an additional bonus shield, but that's... Ooh, also it looks very dope. Hold on, okay, so... Bull rush and toss. Okay, how long does the effect persist after a bull rush? I stay glowy for potentially forever? Maybe forever? No, okay, not forever, but for quite a while. And since we haven't really used the shield... It's detected Aegis. We have all of our Heat 0 bounties available. I'm thinking maybe we don't heat then, because we have stuff to, like, we can still pick up stuff, assuming I'm understanding this correctly. Or, well, okay, what do we get as a bonus for having lots of heat? Like additional loot from the bosses, but do we get anything else? Hold on, I'm going to make sure that I'm interpreting this correctly. So I'm a little worried that the fact that there are check marks here means that we have effectively collected those bounties already, which maybe means that I'm misunderstanding how this works. Okay, so here it shows them revealed and also with check marks. I guess we're going to test it is what we're going to do. Let's take our... That shield looks really cool when it's all huge like that too. Alright, I guess we're just going to take this. Let's go spend some of our darkness. Forgive me, I've forgotten what the deals on offer over here in the courtyard were. Let me have a look at these. Okay. Yeah, I really wish that we had not spent our gemstones before checking on this guy, because I would love that extra ambrosia. Now that we know that sometimes the gems can be used for actual, like, cool stuff, there's certainly some value in gathering them during the run. And then we have all this darkness. We could pick up Olympian Favorite. Feels like a waste. Oh, that's right. No, we had already decided on this, and for some reason it just unspent it. We could drop a level of Shadow Presence to get Infernal Soul. I don't think we need to do that. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Alright, the last thing to decide on before we get out there is what keepsake are we going to use? What do we think might be interesting with the shield? Or do we want to take this as an opportunity to start leveling up the Lambent Plume? Because I think it probably could be pretty good once you can get some ranks in it. I'm going to do that. All set. This is maybe not going to be the greatest... is this a good combination with this run? I mean, we got to get it leveled up if we want to really see whether it's useful or not. Let's just get out here with 0 heat, see if there are, in fact, bounties still to collect. I think the deal is there are bounties with each weapon that we can collect a bit of loot, a set of rewards with each weapon at 0 heat, and then obviously we have to go up from there. So let's test it. We have a hypothesis. Let us test. Alright, shield throwing is good. Bull rushing dudes is good. Also, just hitting them with the shield is fine, I guess.
You're going to love it on Olympus, little godling. The air is beautiful and brisk, the gardens lush, the feasting plentiful. Why, it must be the opposite of everything to which you are accustomed.
You know, I've seen some lush gardens and had some pretty bad times in them. Ooh, your call fires a seeking projectile that inflicts charm. Victim fights for you with greater strength and speed. I wonder... I'm assuming that won't work on bosses. But it is epic level, and it seems really powerful on normal rooms, as long as we're actually remembering to use our call. I'm gonna take it over Passion Dash. I mean, Passion Dash is certainly good, but I'm gonna take this. Seems like it could be really powerful.
What did I tell you?
Okay, I gotta remember to watch our timer as well. So hold on. If I do a charge, can I carry the buff with me into the next room? No, it looked like it. It looked like it was removed immediately.
You're gone.
Come on. Stop spawning new enemies. Also, damn, the knockback on that shield hit is considerable. Please be the last one. I think... Yeah, okay, I think we got our Lambent Plume effect there. It was very close to the timer. Hold on. It did double in effectiveness. I don't think we got it. Because it doesn't say current value X. We were right on the line there. I could have gotten that if I had not been screwing around so much. Yeah, 2% per room that we accomplished successfully could end up being a lot over the course of the whole... Oops, I hit tab instead of Q. These buttons aren't even really that close to each other. Oh my god. Why did you have to... I can't even hit him! There we go. Yeah, he can just go right through those towers, the pillars there, but the pillars do have collision for our projectiles.
You're Dionysus.
That's my favorite demigod surviving, Zag. You holding up or what? Right, better momentarily, I bet.
Ooh, the heroic version of Dionysus's aid. 16 damage every half second. That's very impressive. The thing is, it doesn't really... It's going to be way better against bosses, right? Taking this effectively means that we've only gotten one boon this run, but it's really good. Have we even seen heroic rarity before? I think we have to take it. I think I have to take it.
I'm sure Lady Aphrodite won't mind.
I'm less sure of that. Nope, I don't think we got our buff there either. I wasn't actually paying attention to the timer on that one. Alright, the shield is not the ideal go-fast weapon.
Witches.
But having leveled it up will be nice to have done that thing. Yeah, you actually get backstab damage like all the time. Okay, well, I'm not sure that it was even possible to have gotten the feather bonus on this room. There's too many waves of enemies. We could have gotten it if all of those enemies had spawned together right at the beginning, but with their spawns being as staggered as they were, no hope. Apparently I executed my charge just a moment too early there.
That was the lambent plume.
Hey, I got it. I finally got one.
Delicious.
Alright, well, I don't actually have a choice here because we only have one buff. It's not a great start to the run, if I'm being honest.
Look who.
If we can bear it out for a little while, though. Alright, nothing of value in here.
Now you be careful out there, Highness. The kindly Megara is out for blood. She kept on groaning about the last exchange between the two of you. You must have showed her good.
I think I might have gotten lucky.
It's probably money, right? If I'm gonna repair this run, we're gonna need to land some good shopping. Oh boy, Aphrodite is
Lads.
is going to have some feelings about what we did. Really, you can't use the dash to get over pits. I'm surprised by that. I gotta say, I'm not very impressed actually with the double shield throw thing. The problem is it doesn't seem like they can both hit the same target, so it makes it better for like controlling larger groups of enemies. But that's not the thing we're usually concerned about. Alright, I'm gonna use my call. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. It really is. Okay, she didn't have anything to say about what we did. Resist damage from nearby foes. Special deals more damage and inflicts weak. I mean, probably buffing up our special is a sensible thing to do. This is like the shotgun, right? I don't think that is something that we need too badly with the shield. Let's take the flourish. At only 171 obol, I'm not thinking that we want to go to the shop just yet. I mean, this doesn't help us on the run at all. But I definitely don't ever want to go to a shop with less than 200. Not that I won't, but it's not ideal, you know?
Hermes would approve.
That was pretty good, actually. Okay, well, I think we would be fools not to go for the Trove trial.
Why not?
But they're relatively easy here.
Let's make this quick.
And honestly, like, even without the double throw, shield throw's pretty good at controlling large groups of weaker enemies like this. Especially with the damage buff. Although it's really weird about bouncing sometimes. I can't quite tell if it doesn't like to bounce to enemies I couldn't have thrown it at myself, but it doesn't ricochet in the way that I would expect it to all the time. Like over here, I threw it when we were right here. There was an enemy there and an enemy there, and I was expecting it to bounce to both of them, but it just hit this guy and came back immediately. I don't really understand its behavior just yet. That's alright, we'll use it a little bit more. We'll get there. Okay, that was not intentional, me knocking that guy into that trap, but it almost ended with me being the one who got trapped. Yeah, well, no chance on the feather on this one. I mean, I guess I should not be surprised by this, but it turns out Hermes is not joking when he says fast. The guy knows a thing or two about fast.
Time to mix up my style.
Okay, your special can hit a lot more people, dash attack, deals a lot more damage and in a larger area, or Bull Rush gains a power... Oh, that's interesting. To be perfectly honest, I think all three of these are great. I want to take this one, I think.
Thanks, Daedalus.
What's the timing feel like? Ooh, boy, you really travel too when you do that. I'm having a hell of a time hitting it reliably, though. All right, we'll get used to it. Yeah, jeez, these guys have a lot of health. And we can't really push them around while they still have armor on, so unfortunately, I can't knock them into stuff for the damage bonus, which I do need to do. Way too slow. I don't know, maybe the problem I'm having is just that those guys don't really move around that much in general.
gemstones.
And see there, it did bounce exactly. That was almost exactly the same situation where we were standing here. It did exactly the thing I wanted it to do. I don't know, maybe it's just not very reliable, or maybe I was missing something about the situation earlier where it didn't bounce. We're definitely going to be taking the heart here. I don't think there's anything else in this room for us. If we could just get a little bit more money, we could potentially buy a hammer and a boon at a shop, which would be pretty neat to have. Screw this room, man. I hate this room a huge amount. Like, very much. The good news is, if there are any gold pots around here, we will definitely destroy them without even knowing where they are. I appreciate that the audio is properly positional. Like, I knew that there was a pot over there because I heard audio in my right headphone.
Which way?
Or their little giggle. What do we have access to here? No, well, you know what? A Trove tracker I'll take. Do I want to do a mini-boss for lots of gems over keys? I mean, we still have a lot of stuff to unlock with keys, although I don't know that I think a lot of it is particularly important. Yeah, we'll go this way. Hopefully there'll be a Trove in this room, and then a shop right afterward. Yeah, see, the second shield often just goes into the wall and doesn't help me at all. I'm starting to think that this
How many have I got now?
this aspect is not quite what I wanted. Speaking of quite what I wanted.
Now.
You shall regret this.
Oh, Jesus.
Weak.
That was actually extremely good. We got a lot of value out of the double shield throw on that one. Alright, well, 400 obol is a pretty good amount to go into the store with.
Things care on.
We get to buy everything. Feeling okay about that. He does not have anything to say to us. None of this stuff is blue enough to be worth taking. So yes, do we want to take the palm now? If we took it now, we'd get the choice of upgrading Heartbreak Flourish and Dionysus' Aid. Yeah, I think we want to take it now.
Cheers, mate.
Because I think I want to make sure that we get to upgrade the Flourish. Don't want two more boons in there that are going to potentially draw it off.
Unseemly to make contact from that most unpleasant boatman's stash of ill-gotten wares. Nonetheless, this was an opportunity.
Attack is stronger and can deflect. Feels pretty good to me, honestly.
Athena's power.
A word of caution, cuz. Don't ask too many questions about me or my professional associate down there. I hand souls over to him, and that's it, you understand?
Yeah, it's a very hush-hush sort of deal. More dashes, go faster, or... do I like quick recovery? I think I like quick recovery better than these. I mean, we did get value out of having additional dashes last time. I'm going to take quick recovery,
Cheers,
though.
enemies.
Who knows how much health that's going to add up to over the course of the entire game. It's probably quite a bit, right?
No.
What are you doing, Zagreus? The underworld is sealed off. What you're attempting is impossible. You've seen what happens when you go too far.
This place can't stay sealed shut forever, Meg. In the meantime, I thought I'd get some practice in, you know?
I'm not your practice partner, fool.
I appreciate that there's dialogue in here specifically about why are you even playing the game when you know you can't win yet? You know what? They might have both hit her there. It's hard to tell. So remember, when we are in charge mode like that, we have deflect up. Or not deflect, but we we are guarded, so even if she dashed into me, I think I might not take damage from it. I'm not going to test it, because, you know, Meg hits pretty hard. I don't know, yeah, I'm really not... I'm not super feeling this chaos aspect. It seems like a pretty large percentage of the time, the second shield just doesn't do anything. Fast, fast, just keep swinging. Okay, I got hit once. She took way more damage than I did there. I probably shouldn't have called yet. I should have waited for a greater, because she still has a ton of health. Ow. I really thought I was going to bounce that. Apparently it wasn't quite in the angle of the attack. Should not charge into her from that distance. Like, put myself in a perfect spot to get hit by her AoE if that's what she was doing. Okay, it's not always actually hitting her even. Like, I got a bunch of deflects there, but I don't know that we did very much damage to her. Okay, both of the shields definitely hit her that time. It's just that they're not quite as enemy-seeking as I would like them to be. That's a lot of enemies. We're at like 2 bars of call. Unless I screw this up pretty badly, I think we're probably not going to end up taking enough damage to get to a full greater call, so I guess we may as well just apply it now. Let's make sure it gets on Meg. Get her. Yeah, it really is a lot of damage. It's like a huge amount of damage.
Yes.
I feel bad for her.
Got some health.
She's probably, broadly, pretty good at her job. She's just having, she's having a rough go of things lately, is all.
Go on and try.
Okay, do we want to keep running the feather? 40 more encounters to rank it up again. And I'm certainly not getting very much benefit from it. Okay, we are at 5.3%, so I've been hitting some of it. I thought I remembered it saying current... Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we did have a bonus when I was looking at it earlier. I thought it was telling me the percent that it would increase by each time we triggered it now that it had upgraded, but my brain is bad, is the problem that I was having there. We have very little money, but enough to go for this yarn. I'm going to trust myself to be good enough for the game to not need the Eye of Lamia at this point in the run. Perhaps foolishly. And I think we're just going to stick with the feather for right now.
I'll just go.
Not that I think we'll necessarily get the bonus many more times, but I do want to get it ranked all the way up.
Made it to Asphodel.
Now the rooms are a little bit larger here, so the bouncing effect of the shield, I know we'll have to keep an eye on it. It might be less effective. Oh, these guys. Well, at least I noticed before one landed on me this time. Well, that is a larger area than I was expecting. Very first thing I did was get hit by the first enemy that spawns. It's embarrassing, is what it is. Okay. Because what I cared about most there was just getting rid of him so I don't have to be constantly watching my feet. Okay, they got there eventually. We are going to end up with a ton of health this run. trying to keep my eye out for sources of additional money, because we are definitely low on cash. What would I get out of this? It's a really good Trove trial. Probably not worth the red key. Yeah, probably not. We still have important stuff to unlock. Ooh, there is a well though. No, I think I'm good. Do we want money more than we want a boon? It's going to be less than a boon worth of money, so I suppose the sensible thing to do would be to take one of these others. Maybe we could get a higher rank, a higher rarity version of the extra dashes. That would be pretty cool to have. Or we could get more of her stuff. I don't really know what to expect from her. I guess maybe that's good enough reason to go this way.
Idiot.
Okay, Zagreus, I know that we're all trying to kill each other here, but there's no reason to be rude. Well, I managed to miss them both completely. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like the dash the throw just doesn't have the range that we need in these big rooms. Could end up being kind of an issue. Man, the power-shotted version of that charge really does do some damage. Yeah, we're never going to get another charge on the feather again. Okay, interesting. Ranged attack projectiles are slower. Did do us pretty well last time. We really don't need scattershot, I don't think. Enemies that are close to us are not my problem. I need a cast that is going to be even better at dealing with ranged enemies than the default version of it. So I think I am going to take Spent Spirit.
No love without pain.
I know it's a little bit lame because we've seen it already, and it's fun to play with new stuff, but it's very good. It seems very good, and we're definitely not going to the shop with 57 money.
Now let's be reasonable, no?
Okay, I like that. Listen, if you want to just keep dashing into the lava, it's fine with me. Those projectiles are way slower. Did we actually have this before? Wow, that's incredible. It's an incredible amount of damage is what it is. Because I thought we took this last time, but I don't remember enemy projectiles being that slow. Maybe we had a lower rarity version of it. You have to forgive me, it has been the weekend since the last episode for me, so I'm a little unclear on what happened. It's all sort of a weird, dreamlike blur. You know, which is perfectly normal, because nobody can remember a thing that happened more than 10 minutes ago.
Good stuff.
Totally normal, definitely not a sign that I should get a CAT scan. A Zeus buff could be interesting. Actually, Zeus's Chain Lightning would be it would be kind of neat to have Chain Lightning cast and then also the bouncy shield. But Centaur Heart,
Let's get out
you know, there's no guarantee that this time I will get to have 6 free lives, so maybe I should make the lives I do have count. This feels a little unsporting. Like, these guys are actually no threat at all now. Still managed to get hit, actually, never mind. Apparently talking out of turn. It was not my turn to make fun of people. Those projectiles of theirs do a lot of damage. Ah! I've complained a little bit in the past about the deflected projectiles going immediately back to their caster and not the direction you deflect them in. But it is doing some okay work for us now. I wish they would go in, like, I wish you had control over their angle so that you could do cool stuff like use one enemy's projectiles to damage another enemy, and there's some opportunity there for cool play. Each one of these rooms is taking me approximately 50 real-time minutes. Hermes would be so disappointed. Ooh, Poseidon versus a Palm. I think we want to go Poseidon. We probably don't go for the money. You would have to have a lot of extra keys sitting around to want to trade in 3 of them for any amount of gold. Yeah, let's go this way. I'll do a difficult thing. It's probably going to be the Raft of Death. Oh no, the Medusa fight. Man, now I wish I hadn't done this. Oh my god, we really, really do not have the damage output that we've had in the past. He keeps faking me out. He's doing this thing, like, sometimes the, he rears up, you can tell, like, the shadow changes size a little bit, but he's not actually dropping. Shouldn't do charge toward the lava. Probably a bad idea. No! What a bad time to get caught! She was 100% gonna be dead. What am I doing? I got stuck behind the dock there and couldn't get back on land. Alright. Looks like he is still taking damage from the poison while he's in the air. Jesus, that poison. Should maybe have done that earlier. Do we have his keepsake yet? Yeah, we totally do.
Oh, so you've already heard from Aphrodite, have you, nephew? Understandable. But first things first. Now let me add a little something to all that.
Okay, Ocean's Bounty for 55% fairly early on. It's okay. Floodshot might actually be good for us. Then again, Sunken Treasure at rare is also okay. I guess if we're planning to go the distance, we're about halfway through the game. This could end up being a lot of money. I don't know that Floodshot is exactly what we want from our cast. Like, do I want... Because it's going to push enemies apart, right? I don't know that I want to do that because the range on the shield bounce is real weird. I think we might just take Ocean's Bounty.
It's high tide.
That's probably going to be a pretty large amount of money over what is left of the run. Like, 55% is not a small buff. All I have to do is live to spend it, right? Where'd that guy go? Look at this cowardice! I don't think we've really done a lot with pushing enemies into the lava so far. That was a pretty bad shield throw. Yeah, we really just, like... We need more sources of damage. The only thing I have that really does damage right now is the Bull Rush. And that's not, like... It's good damage. I'm not complaining about that. It just takes a long time to do it. And sometimes I'd like to be able to clean up an enemy really quickly, or... We also definitely still need more damage on the special. I can't believe that even with our buff, it's doing as little damage as it's doing. Like, the base damage value on the special must just be terrible.
Let's see.
Let's see. I don't think we actually need any of this stuff. The life essence might not be a bad idea. I don't know exactly how long we're talking about until the Hydra fight. Probably only a handful of rooms, right? I'm gonna take this to be on the safe side. So if we were at least 10 heat, we'd be able to do that. 10 heat is not a currency anymore. It's just like a threshold. Well, we should not go to the shop. I'm not wild about a pomegranate of power here, but let's go for it. Let's see if... Oh man, is it boss time already? Is this the penultimate room? Again, I don't get to see until I take the pomegranate.
Power of Olympus.
A little bit more attack. Yeah, like, man, plus 140 damage, and it's doing like 40. I mean, I guess we should keep taking it. And it is, in fact, Hydra time. Well, I'm glad I bought that health.
Coming
10 heat is really something. Like, now that we have more of a context for what that means, I find that number to be a little terrifying. I immediately threw the shield in the wrong direction. The problem is, that would have been a fine direction if I had still been standing where I was standing when I pressed the button, but I kind of forgot somehow that the shield makes you go, or the bull rush makes you go forward a lot. That's kind of like the whole thing of it. Also worth noting that the bull rush is considered to be an attack, so the things that buff our attack also buff the bull rush, which means that our bull rush has deflect. It's a thing that's worth remembering. I don't know if that means that we have deflect on just like this part where we're just standing there charging, but I bet we do actually. And I think for this fight we definitely want to hold off on using our call. We want to get greater calls because the fight's pretty long. We will have the opportunity to get there. Ow, man, I gotta stop getting hit by that. Why are you not taking damage? It's a little hard to tell when the head is far away from me, when it's close to me, and when it's like just above me. Probably about time we took some food anyway. Yeah, bull rushing through that super fast projectile attack is a very reasonable way to deal with it. Yeah, it really feels like we're best off just bull rushing all the time, and then like while we're repositioning for the next bull rush, we can get a little bit of benefit out of the chaos aspect. Not exactly doing a great job here. Fortunately, it looks like we spawned all non-threatening colored Hydra heads. Not getting a lot of waves or ads or anything. They just kind of wait politely. They're all melee ones. Honestly, even the bull rush damage is pretty bad when I don't hit the power shot. Like, we just have very bad damage. I don't even want a greater call here. I'm gonna hold off. I know I'm like losing some damage potential on it by not getting it, by not using it and having it recharge immediately. But I think I want to have greater call for the beginning of the next multi-head phase. Come on. There we go. It's a little harder to hit the power shot because he keeps becoming invulnerable at inopportune times. It's just taking forever. It's a good thing I'm not like mortal. I only have to eat when I'm badly hurt. Okay, so the redheads do the wave thing, which makes sense because the enemy that does the wave thing is red. Just waiting for more of them to be spawned. Okay, that did pretty good damage. To be perfectly honest with you, that was probably worth the wait. So it's the green heads that make ads. This time we got mostly pretty easy to deal with ones again. So there's a little bit of randomness on how hard this fight actually is from attempt to attempt. I'm screwing up my own timing a little bit with the shield throws because you can't attack while the shield is out in bounce mode, which means you can't start charging a bull rush until it comes back. So I'm pressing the button for about as long as I feel the power shot timing is, but it's not working because I don't actually have my shield for all of that time. There we go. Well, I think we've got him under control at this point. Not to get overly cocky and doom myself, I hear that the Greek gods occasionally had a thing about hubris. But honestly, when it's just him, he's really not all that impressive. I guess it's true what they say, 5 heads really are better than 1. We really, like, I did not play super well there, but we still took almost no damage overall.
Any more heads you'd like chopped off? No?
At this point, I guess I'm considering any amount that is less than a full health bar to be almost no damage. And we definitely took more than a full health bar damage, because we did eat the food. But you know what I mean. My point is we have all the lives.
You surpassed my Hydra.
You are correct, Father.
Do we want to spend on life essence? I think we can maybe hold off on that. Alright, this is maybe the moment when it is appropriate to switch. As much as I want to level this thing up a little bit more, we probably have to take something that's going to give us a little bit more benefit here. So, skull earring, bone hourglass. I mean, neither one of these seem incredible to me. Maybe we want to push for a boon from a god that we don't know as much about. Wait, do I have... Okay, yeah, this is Poseidon's thing. I'm going to take an Artemis boon.
Might help.
We know that she gives crit chance, but I feel like I don't know... A lot of the gods have a lot of like weird secondary effects, and I feel like we don't know hers as well.
Clear.
So we'll force an Artemis boon, and then we'll hopefully be able to make use of it to get to the end. I don't know, man.
Champions of Elysium, I've returned.
It doesn't feel like I'm doing all that well, but honestly, we have a ton of health, we have all our lives, we are totally still in this. This is absolutely competitive. So charging through them means I can't take damage from them, right? Ow. Unless I fail to kill them with the charge, and then I just stand there and watch them hit me. I'm assuming that by unequipping the feather we have lost the feather's benefit, but I'm hoping it won't matter too much. Okay, wow, the trap does a lot of damage, actually. Oh my god, I'm doing so little damage. Yeah, like, my primary concern here is that we're going to get to Hades and it's going to take me 2 hours to kill him.
Should put some extra punch into this shield.
Bull Rush instead fires a piercing shot that deals 70 damage. Oh, that's interesting. So we could become sort of a ranged... I mean, I like the fact that our Bull Rush is moving us around, though. Maybe we just take the bonus damage. Oh, no, wait, this is dash attack, not charge attack. That's right, I'm not even thinking about my dash attack. Dread Flight, I think is maybe not going to be that useful, because we don't... How many enemies are we ever fighting at one time? As there are rooms in here where this will be a big deal. It won't be that valuable against bosses, though. Now that I read this, and it says it says dash attack instead of the thing I thought it said, I'm less excited about it, for sure. We're not really doing the dash attack all that often. Honestly, we're not dashing all that often, because the Bull Rush is accomplishing a lot of the things I want from my dash. I guess let's take this, then?
I'm done.
It's not good against bosses, but it's something. And a Trove trial. I'm feeling hale and hearty here. I think we could do a little bit of work. We're not going to get nearly as much money as we've gotten earlier, but... There is some danger with the increased number of foes hit with the special that it will be out of my hands for a really long time. I guess, potentially. It moves pretty fast when you've thrown it.
Worthless wretches.
Honestly, that wasn't too bad, and I don't think I lost any health there either. Alright, well, we're definitely not taking a pomegranate over a centaur heart. That's pretty much a no-brainer. Ow! I reflected that projectile, but I also killed the enemy. So the projectile, instead of going back to him, went through where he was and still hit me. That's a really dumb way to get hit. Right, don't stand directly in front of the trap, probably. Look at that, I paid enough attention to see the giant spell effect that indicates that you can do call. It really is like right on your character, and it's quite a large effect. Although I guess I can see why it being right on the character didn't help me before, because we were playing a lot of ranged builds where I was looking elsewhere. Well, I think 339 is enough to go to the shop.
Hi, Charon.
Oof, what a weak shop. I mean, we'll take it all, but I'm not happy about it.
Use this.
Special deals even more damage. I mean, it's starting to be a pretty small increase, but I guess this is also a pretty small increase. This does increase the damage dealt by the Bull Rush, though.
That's a relief.
I do need to figure out who I'm giving this ambrosia to. This might be for somebody back home. So, between the arrowhead effect and the buff for it being a boss fight, we should see a very impressive boon here from Artemis. Maybe we could get another heroic thing. Oh my god, I can't believe that the Bull Rush... I can't believe the Bull Rush doesn't go over gaps that you can dash over. Like, that sucks so much.
Stay dead.
This would be so much easier if it worked the way it should obviously work. Ah! We're gonna have to be reliant on our normal attack a lot here, just because I can't Bull Rush the way I need to. Also, Dionysus can help out a little bit, I suppose.
Isis.
I'm definitely taking a lot of damage, though. Come on. Why can I not kill that thing? I guess I must have been hitting a shield enemy, because I was getting the shield sound, but I didn't realize that you hitting a shield enemy, like, if your attack hits a shield enemy, it can't deal damage to anything that it would have hit. Because I think that's what prevented us from killing that eye that was rearming at the bottom of the map. Ugh, and the shield throw just does so little damage. Well, that was terrible.
Butterflies.
Living on Olympus here, I'm surrounded by my family, but I always felt alone. I know that's not the same as your experience, but I'm just saying I relate to what you're going through.
She's right. It's really not the same as my experience. Okay, dash attack deals more damage. Dislodge, like, this would be a lot more interesting if the ammo didn't just dislodge over time. Like, this is a pretty set amount of damage that we don't get to play with in any way. I am just going to take the crit. I know that's exactly what we've seen from her in the past, but we do need at least one more key. Yeah, I'm really frustrated with how poorly that room went. Again, it's just like, it is completely wild to me that you can't bull rush over small gaps that you can dash over. I just stood there and watched that happen to myself. Having a little bit of fear of those arrows. Like, you can... They're not actually on the ground. They're not quite where it looks like they are. They're off the ground a little bit, but you can see their shadows. But still, I'm afraid that I'm not quite going to see the shadow correctly. Ow.
Olympus.
Olympus, help! Get this chariot drunk! Okay. Well, we're definitely going to lose a life. Like, very, very soon. Tell me that there's a well around here that I can buy some food from. There's a Trove trial, which I probably should not do. And then it's time to fight the Minotaur. Man, I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that at all. Now, there are some pretty expensive things yet to unlock in the mirror, so I suppose we should go keys, but yeah, this is a bummer. This is a big disappointment. Oh, it's not the Minotaur. It's just a difficult room. What is that? Oh, that's probably going to be one of those things that we can't access because we don't have enough heat. Stop moving away. Yeah, I actually managed to attack him right as he shot the arrow out. Yeah, it couldn't be that easy. Wow, I would swear to you that I was attacking when all of those projectiles hit. I was really expecting to get some deflects there, which is why I wasn't dodging. Nope, no. Okay, there we go. It's possible that this room has too many spawns. I'm not saying it definitely does, I just think we should all consider whether or not maybe we designed this room with too many spawns in it. Also, I am routinely missing the charge timing on the bull rush. Stop dashing around, you idiot! Ooh, thank God the bull rush deflects. Otherwise, we definitely would have been killed by the trap there. All right, Centaur Heart versus nothing. This is not a door. Well, we don't really have a choice but to buy this. I do not think we are going to make it. I feel fairly sure we are not going to make it. 15 heat. Yeah, well, I definitely want this over an Athena boon.
Right swords.
Ow. Man. Stop dashing out of my hit stuns. Can't have you moving around all the time. It's very inconsiderate. I don't think they thought about my feelings even a little bit here. I do like though that they're too dumb not to just walk into me attacking over and over again. It's like, okay, I'm gonna stand over here and swing my arms like this, and if you get hit, it's your own fault. Stupid crystal guy. Ah, man, I can't bull rush through anything. You know, you would think that I'd be able to make it through the hedges, but I guess they're just very densely hedged. Or maybe those hedges are there to disguise all of the load-bearing concrete. How are neither of us hitting the... Okay, just bounce the shield around the thing. Let's not stand in there for a moment. Can you stop shooting stuff at me? Okay, things are a little bit more under control now. Managed to slow the pace down a little bit. A big part of me doing well at the game, a big part of every time we've done well in a boss fight, is getting things slowed down enough that I am making decisions rather than reacting.
Much better.
Because first of all, I'm getting old and slow. I react a lot less well than I used to. And secondly, because I'm reacting slower, I'm having even less time to make the decisions than you normally would, and that's why they're coming out so terribly. We'll probably be able to get an extra life here, right? So what is this? This is going to be... Because we only have 2 lives left, this is way less health than the 110 that an extra life represents.
What qualifies a man to this eternity in so-called paradise? Although...
Oh, I was gonna walk over here and just wait and let him talk a little while, but apparently just walking over here is what stops him from talking.
Still toiling around within Elysium, I see. Battling my brethren. In the name of glory, is that it?
I'm heading for the surface. Though your brethren are slowing me down. Whether for glory or at my father's behest.
Your father? Ah, that's right. But you're the prince, aren't you? You must see plainly then what your birthright amounts to. You're no better off than any of us here. Now go.
Well, I feel like I'm a little better off. I do have all these magic weapons. So, Death Defiance, I don't think the Hydrolite makes more sense, because I guess I don't know how many chambers we have left. This is way more total health. But also I don't know exactly how much we'll benefit from it.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, this is a good time to shop. Seems like a great time, in fact.
Greetings, Charon. I'll take it. Good.
I am pretty happy to have been able to buy that. Okay. Now the easy part is over, unfortunately.
Rematch.
And where do you think you're going, fiend? Thought you might scoot right past Asterius and myself without a fight.
No, on quite the contrary. I've been under no impression that avoiding conflict is an option here. So say your piece and let's get on with it.
You hell's spawn shall not traverse that gate behind me whilst my compatriot and I equivalently live and breathe. Prepare for death.
He is just kind of the worst, huh? I'm wondering if we're going to be able to block his spear by bull rushing at him as he throws it. We're certainly going to try.
Your presence is a stain upon Elysium.
Yeah, being in charge mode is letting me just block, apparently, everything. Although I gotta be a little bit more careful than that. We might actually be able to kill Theseus first here. Although I guess that's probably not a good idea, is it? Because when we get Theseus low, the god boons are gonna show up. We don't know that either, though. It might be the case that the god boon thing happens whenever the second of them gets low. Like, it might be the case that Theseus goes down without a problem, but then you get the boons while fighting the Minotaur, which honestly would probably be easier to deal with. This is a good opportunity to test it. I should have just kept charging. That was a good opportunity to test, and I committed to the dash too early. Yep, it does totally just block the shield, or block the spear. I really need to stop getting hit by the Minotaur, though. No, hit the pillar, you asshole! Ow! Well, I managed to run right into it before I got him to hit it. Almost got our greater call up. Yeah, just standing around with the shield up is actually a really, really good strategy. Oh, don't be over here. Okay, so yep, you do get the god boon thing when Theseus gets low, even if the Minotaur's still alive, which means it is definitely wrong to kill the Minotaur second. Good to know. Probably really, really bad for us here. Shield up? No, it didn't come back from the bounce. Didn't come back from the bounce fast enough. Oh man, I'm taking a lot of damage. Nope, that's just bad dashing. Again, you're seeing me react to things rather than respond. All right, use those iframes. God. I can't get him to run into anything. He's steering way more effectively than usual, I feel like. I'm just gonna get the poison stacked up on him.
You monster.
Alright, well, Theseus is almost down. Okay. Ow. Well, I sure am just letting him tear me to pieces here. He just kind of ran into the wall there without my help. He's really not that hard to fight by himself when you have the shield. I mean, you do have to still try a little bit, which I am apparently no longer interested in doing. I also just now remembered that I have cast. Like, that's a thing I can do. Well, we beat him, but barely. That almost doesn't count.
Thank you.
That was just terrible.
It's beautiful.
Alright, we would have to... Some kind of miracle would have to occur here. First of all, the Satyr Sack has to be in the first area we go to, and secondly... I don't know. I don't know what else we could do. Am I allowed to swap my keepsakes?
Maybe I should switch things up.
Yeah, let's jump over to the collar. That'll get us a little bit more health out of the fountain, since it's percentage-based. And then... Hydrolite is probably good. Yeah, Hydrolite's definitely worthwhile. This other stuff, less so.
So close.
Although, if we have the opportunity to take an attack booster before the Hades battle, obviously we should, because the bull rush is everything.
I've reached the surface.
It's just really, like... Our build is not very good, but... I can't really blame that for what happened there. Like, you can play well enough to turn a bad build into results, and I'm just extremely not doing it. Thought I'd test again whether or not I was allowed to pet him. Okay, so...
That's quite a stash there, Charon.
500. Can we get to 500? I don't know, maybe.
Not far from here, the dead begin their journey to their final resting place down in the depths below. And so the river boatman Charon often passes through.
Generous selection of his wares.
I thought for a second there it was going to let me pick up that sack. I was like, oh, okay, we're good. We're all set. Alright, let's see what is on offer today. I don't like the fact that the Centaur Heart is behind a difficult door, but if we're going to get it, we should get it first, right? That makes the most sense.
Hello.
Okay, I can't get my... There we go. Yeah, this is lame. You're correct. If that's what you were thinking, you are 100% right. The thing is, though, I confess that it's a cheap shot, but it's the only one I can afford. And I still managed to take damage somehow. That's the level of competence we're working at today. Also, break stuff, yeah. I'm pretty sure I just parried an explosion by facing it and just holding my shield in its direction, which is cool. It makes sense that it would work that way, but it still feels like almost like an exploit, which is nice. Okay, cool. Okay, it's not exactly how we've been playing for the rest of the run, but it's working. In these tiny areas, especially tiny areas that are broken up into multiple platforms, it's just really, really tough to get good value out of the charge, the bull rush. Trying to make sure I'm not standing in a place where I can get hit by the poison quills, too. Seems like these guys are going to have a tough time with this, though. Okay. I was just making sure that I was in a position to block that quill in case it actually got through. Okay, now we can go over there and actually fight. And by fight, of course, I mean just smash this dude against the door over and over again until he explodes. I probably want to take it pretty easy on the... Ooh. Is it a good idea to take a Trove tracker in here? The thing is, we really... Well, actually, do I even want the hammer? So we've seen what the options are. As we haven't seen them all. There's probably some buff to our attack that we didn't take. I'm going to take this Trove Tracker. Maybe that's a bad idea. But we need to really step it up here if we're going to win from this position. Oh, I hate this. I'll tell you what, this is definitely a time when the double shield throw is valuable. We just need as many enemies as possible to get hit by the shield throw. Oh my god, it has so much health. Okay, I just need a couple more good wall slams here. There we go. Now we got him.
That's better.
Okay, did that Trove spawn in here somewhere? Can't... I don't see it. Will this... Maybe this will disappear when the Trove appears. Maybe it can't be in the final room because these final rooms are set. Yeah, probably if we got a Trove, that would disappear from our inventory. Alright, well we got our heart, so any healing we get will be increased by that. Whose boon do we want to take? The difficult money door is probably the one we do last. Let's go to Artemis again, I guess. Alright, this is a little bit... Ow! Apparently that cover is destructible. I'm over here playing Bubble Bobble, and these guys are playing Red Faction. Alright, well there's my Trove. I guess let's hit it. Let's get our money's worth. Oh god, I managed to push them over the pit, so I can't run over there and hit them anymore. It's going to make it a lot harder to interrupt the lasers. Now I have no choice but to do this thing. So it just has to hit something so that it can bounce. Come on. Every second here is just burning money. Alright, 68, and I took some damage. It wasn't too bad. I don't know, man. I don't know if that was worthwhile. Feels like this whole thing's really gone off the rails. Just keep dashing. Keep throwing and dashing. Never stop moving. Oh, gold. Okay. 300. Okay, this one's dead. And then these guys don't have a ranged attack, right? So I just keep throwing the shield against the wall. And they can like poison the ground over there as much as they want. This feels, I don't know. Certainly not sporting. Alright, that'll speed things up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know that we're going to get to 500, even if this isn't the one. Am I going to get some warning before this blows up, or is this one might not even be destructible? Ah, that's not where I wanted that to go. It's alright, we got we got occasional critical hits. Keep us from going completely insane here. Alright, so this next one I think is going to be the final room.
Bothers.
I think it would be fair to say that all of the enemies that we have faced so far are bothers. Hey, that actually took me far enough. I'm a little surprised by that. We haven't had too much opportunity to take advantage of it here. I don't actually know if there's friendly fire on those explosions. If there is, then we might actually want to leave these guys alive a little bit longer. The laser dudes can go to hell immediately. Okay, no, those explosions do not damage the other enemies. Also, these guys are way more dangerous when you can't interrupt their attacks. As that was kind of a stupid thing to say, that's true of actually all of the enemies. That's why the armor is even bad. But, you know, listen, I'm trying to have some kind of commentary running while also not thinking very hard about what I'm saying, because I gotta spend a lot of my brain power on what I'm doing right now. Where's that last hot guy? Come here, you. Okay, finally.
Olympus.
Olympus, help!
Feels sick.
Ah, did it. Here, okay. Ooh. Stop doing that.
Diagnosis.
Okay.
Lady Artemis.
Well, we got there.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Cast Seeks Foes is actually kind of good. After you deal critical damage to a foe near it is marked. Unfortunately, not that same foe. Honestly, this might be... that might be the thing. There are definitely some uses we might have for that. There are certain kinds of ranged enemies we're having a hard time dealing with right now. I guess
Maybe this
you,
way.
like, your dash deflects is not all that compelling, but the dash buff we could potentially get from Dionysus might be worth having. Ooh, alright, thank you, wall physics. Can't, there we go. Trying really hard to get an angle where it can bounce. We just have to do this till the armor's off. I'll be honest with you, when he suddenly stopped getting slammed against the wall there, I had a moment of actual primal panic. It was like a jump scare. Oh god, I'm gonna take damage again. Can't do it, I can't go back to the way things used to be. Now that's interesting. Do we maybe want to sell something? Actually, yeah, Ocean's Bounty has very little value at this point.
That's one less boon.
That was totally worth it. I kind of forgot about that. I was not thinking about that value at all. I think we're late enough in the run that I'm not going to get a lot more money out of that. Please die. Please just die. Okay. A lot easier to deal with them when there's only one. Okay. Well, we have money for the hammer now. I'm still not 100% sure that that's what I want. Ow, ow. I was trying to deflect him. It's not working. Alright, how many more waves do you think? There we go. Got him. Okay. These traps in the middle of the room are actually being super helpful to us. Oh god. I didn't take note of where the things were to drink from. There's one. Boy, Dionysus did not actually poison my enemies very much there, did he? Yeah, that was bad. The poison, I don't know how long the poison lasts or how much damage it actually does. It's possible that that was a terrible trade-off. Getting hit by a trap in order to dump the poison may not have been worth it. Let's see if we can get him to walk into it. Yeah, like that. Yes, please stay right there. And... Huh. I definitely used the thing. It didn't... I wonder if it only cleanses you of some poison? Like maybe you can have too much? Because it feels like I used it and was still poisoned afterward.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Deal more damage while 3 foes are poison afflicted. That's pretty cool, but maybe not that good at this point.
To my health.
Dash poison is actually pretty good. Yeah. It's a pretty good, a pretty decent boon. I am having terrible luck here. All right, what do you think? Hammer?
Charon's shot.
It's probably hammer.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, Bull Rush charges faster but does not knock foes away is actually pretty good. 60 damage to nearby foes when you catch it. Also pretty good, especially considering that we catch it twice per throw post Bull Rush. But I think I want to do this.
Feels lighter than before.
Alright, how does that change my power shot timing? That is actually wonderful. Probably too little too late, but it's a good buff. Yeah, it's way more usable when things are going awry. Oh god, please don't poison me. I'm so terrified to move out of the little safe, non-poisoned corner here. We're not even going to make it to Hades at this rate. Trying my best to apply as much poison as possible as quickly as possible. Ooh, alright. Please tell me this is the last path.
Get out.
You know what I don't feel like we've tested, actually? What I don't feel like I know? It might be the case that you always have to... It's always at one of the... at the end of one of the paths that's marked with a skull. I should go back and check the previous episodes. That would be a good thing to know. It's like you just do those first. How am I not hitting him? There we go. Do we want to sell anything else? Probably not, right? Yeah, I definitely don't want to sell. I guess Spent Spirit is not that useful now. Right, like the Hades fight in particular is not very projectile based. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. Because it is a huge amount of money.
Oh, good.
Okay, it is not always at the end of one of the paths that has a skull on it. Well, that was easy enough to figure out.
Taste.
If you've a moment, Zagreus. One of my relatives has claimed that I usurp your time, so I invited her to contact you.
Hello, Zagreus. Athena here is grandstanding or trying to prove a point or something. I don't know. Anyway, nice talking to you.
Well, I suppose that's settled then. I'm afraid such interactions aren't uncommon here amongst my family. but what's a family without flaws?
That was a weird conversation. Okay, so we could take Spent Spirit back. That doesn't feel right. Ooh, after you deflect, get massive crit chance, and we deflect with the thing we do all the time. That just seems great. Or extra life. Oh, actually a really difficult choice. I think we have to take the extra life.
Power. Just what I need. A foul sack.
Well, I mean, who among us, etc.
Should I go fight some satyrs to get out of here?
I should definitely get out of here. What do we have? 620? So, like, we just barely don't have enough to get the boon and one of the good pomegranates, but we could take all 3 of the pomegranates. I think that's what I want.
Should be useful.
Yeah, 2% extra crit, sure.
Good enough to eat.
2% extra crit seems pretty good. And I was really hoping for a power up to our attack, the attack buff. I guess we'll take the cast bonus. It's more bonus damage. Or actually, you know what? We'll get a ton of value out of increasing the damage done by our dash by 50%.
The fearsome Cerberus accepts the satyr sack.
Let me tell you something. A dog that size, living down here where it's all sulfur and brimstone, I bet he knows a thing or two about a foul sack.
Father.
You know now what you're doing here is without any purpose whatsoever. Even if I don't slay you myself, you'll simply perish when you cross that threshold there. And yet you still persist.
I do. Besides, making these treks helps pass the time during the ongoing underworld renovations, and I'll be in tip-top shape once they're complete.
Would that we had a little more support, the renovations could have been complete by now. As ever, you think only of yourself. But if you must insist like this, then you will find me waiting for you once you get here. Every single time.
Unfortunately, for the programmers and dialogue writers, the higher-ups probably don't actually play the game, and so will not receive this message. Alright, I am confident we're going to be able to get some good shield charges off here. That never quite goes as far as I want it to. Yeah, I did that to myself. So I think we can avoid the damage from AoE attacks like the spear spin if we are facing him when he executes them. It's not exactly the way I want to do it. I probably should not have changed the power shot timing right before the boss fight, because I am not used to it anymore. I'm having a really hard time landing them. Not that I was doing a great job before.
Face me, damn it.
Ah, you coward. Definitely easier if I just get the deflect off right when he casts them. Ah! Not quite. I guess I could just stay away from him. I don't actually have to kill him. Ow. I guess that's exactly why you do it though, right? So that you don't have damage coming in from off screen like that. Our damage in general is not very good, but critical bull rushes are still real strong. Ah. That is in a place I am not going to be able to kill it. All right, cast. My cast like does good damage and stuff. There we go. Now you and I can get a little bit of alone time. Oh, yeah, it sure did got me right in my stupid face. This would be a really good time to have greater call available. Why am I having such a hard time? There we go.
That drunkard's power means nothing to me.
I think we can take it. I can take Hades. The other stuff happening in the fight is going to be a little tougher. Okay. Caught myself dashing away from the circle, which is never how you want to be doing that. There's one thing I learned from Enter the Gungeon. It is that dodging away is a trap. Ah, coward. Every time I finally line up a good bull rush. Well, that was not very successful. I should probably save my cast for those situations. Okay, we deflected that one, deflected that one. I really appreciate that when you deflect them, they just don't spawn at all. I think we're probably going to be able to... We're probably going to be able to get through phase 1 here, but I'm not confident at all in getting past that. Well, that didn't work.
Oh, no. You're going back.
And my damn shield was in the air when the thing came out, so I couldn't deflect it. Come on.
You waste your strength.
Ah, that's really bad. Yeah, if you don't have the damage to burn the skulls down really quickly, which we sort of don't, this phase can get really tough. Okay, well, Dionysus almost got rid of that skull. I don't necessarily know that it's terribly important we get rid of these guys. Like, they're not doing a ton of damage to me. I guess they're one more thing on the screen, though, which makes it hard to pay attention to the stuff I am supposed to be paying attention to, like that. Oh, I hit it right before it went to Greater Call. Okay, I get rid of one of them. That's something. I think we're far enough away that we don't have to worry about the other one. Well, maybe I was a little overly optimistic when I said we could beat phase 1, maybe? Yeah, he caught me, He caught me starting to charge up the dash. There's a little bit at the beginning of it where your shield is not up yet and you are not yet deflecting. Well, that's a shame. Honestly, in terms of bonuses and stuff, that I felt like that run just never came together, and that I was not playing well enough to pull off a low synergy, low power run like that.
Redacted's got you again, huh? Here's the thing, I keep asking around about them, and no one seems to know what I'm talking about. Could you maybe describe them for me, please?
Why don't you ask Father when he's back?
I thought Zagreus was going to have some incredibly witty description there. He's a little too mad for wordplay at the moment.
Achilles, wanted to ask you more about the weapons I've been using. They can change shape, so they've molded themselves to suit me and remember their past wielders, something like that?
Something like that. They seem alive, don't they? Taking everything in. I think they long predate even your father's time. Some have seen many different owners. Chances are you shall not be the last.
In the meantime, I'll take good care of them.
Well, maybe embarrass them from time to time.
The fear-inducing hellhound eyes the underworld prince uneasily. Its 6 ferocious eyes, each glistening within the dim light of the house.
Hey, good to see you back here, boy. I'm glad you're back on guard duty, even if it means having to find a way past you. You know you're just doing your job. Father.
Who should we give this ambrosia to? Hold on, I'm not even looking at you. Oh, can we give it to Dusa? I definitely have not done that, right? Others of note. Yeah, let's give it to her. I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Dusa, I wanted you to have this. It's nothing really, just for your hard work.
Prince, I'm really grateful for this, really, and I thought I kind of got something for you.
Thanks, Miss Dusa.
I hope you're having a nice stay. Even though you don't want to live here anymore, Your Highness.
And there she goes again.
She is pretty adorable.
The unfathomable power of the underworld thrives within you, child. Your godliness has grown since last we spoke. You have learned much of harnessing the dark.
Thank you, though I've much to learn as yet.
Excuse me, is there something I can do for you, Prince Zagreus?
It's nothing. I just thought I'd say that was well fought back there.
There's no returning to the way things used to be, Zag. Now, can I offer you some words of advice? Get over yourself, and get ready to die out there next time we meet.
Now, what does get over yourself mean in this context? Like, he is objectively sort of a big deal around here. All right, what do we have on offer?
Give me the best deal you've got.
Okay, pay diamonds for fancy stuff. I mean, like, 2 diamonds for a purple key at this point, I'm starting to think that is maybe a thing that I'm willing to do. I think I scoffed at that earlier, but they just don't really have a lot of other use, huh? Would it be weird to buy an Achilles wall scroll? Like, Achilles could see that. Maybe he'd be flattered. I would feel weird, though. I'd feel weird afterward. Alright, I think I'm going to take this, because these chthonic keys definitely have value. And the diamonds sort of don't? I mean, we could do this. I'm going to do this, too. It seems like the only thing they're good for is trading for other currencies. So I may as well use them that way. Alright, what do we have the option to unlock? We could unlock deep pockets, which is fine. Do we want to save for privilege status? Is this a thing that is worth having? Honestly, boiling blood is probably worth having. Okay, let's take this. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm assuming 50 is the maximum rank on that. Let's go ahead and take deep pockets. We'll just rank that up as much as we can. Okay, not a bad start. Extra boons early on and everything. Alright, so then I guess we are done for the day. Skilly might have something to say to us. Something productive for a change?
Let me give you a piece of advice, boyo. You run across a guy like me out there, you just give him a good stab right in the back without a second thought before he sends you crying back to Papa.
I'll keep that in mind, mate.
Again, stabbing the skeletons, it just doesn't feel like the most reasonable way to get things done.
New to try.
Alright, what did Dusa give us? Broken urns? Oh, that actually seems great. Every broken urn? Because there's a ton of urns. This could be a lot of extra health over the course of a run. Honestly, it might end up being worth more than the spiked collar. That's very interesting. We might try to level that up. We might put a little bit more into the lambent plume. I have to say I'm not very impressed with it, having gained 0.1% dodge chance on rank up. It makes me think that ranking it up to 3 might not be worth the time. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I probably should do. I did not spend my purple keys. The whole reason I wanted all these purple keys was so that we could get this stuff. I think God's Pride is maybe worth getting. I don't know if we want... Each rank gives you 1 chance to randomly alter the reward for the next chamber. So the way this is worded, I'm assuming that it's like a thing we can press, a thing we can activate when we want to use it. So we'll have 1 charge of it, and we can just be like, no, this is garbage, give me something else. That might be worth hitting. To be perfectly honest, there aren't that many rewards that I'm unhappy to see, though. It's pretty much just gemstones, right? And there are times when Obol and Darkness are really not what you want, I suppose. But I don't know if this is worth 3 keys, when we could take God's Pride and start working our Darkness in this direction. I guess, given that we don't have any Darkness right now, maybe we don't spend these on anything just yet. We wait until we actually have some currency. Because we could, instead, use them to upgrade our weapons. Let's have a quick look at the forms for the gun. That is not... I'm trying... There we go. I'm trying to grab this. Alright, Zagreus. Take it down a notch. It's a PG stream. Okay, extra ammo. For 8 seconds after absorbing your special's blast, deal more damage. After you manually reload, your next shot is empowered. That's definitely interesting. I'm just seeing if there's any other weapon forms that are really compelling. We haven't seen the spears yet either, have we?
You are bound to me, and I am your host.
Oh yeah, we totally did look at these. After using your special dash to your spear, your next 2 attacks or casts are stronger. That does sound pretty cool. Once struck by your spin attack, foes take more damage from your attack and special. Honestly, an Achilles aspect run sounds like it might be fun. Maybe that's what we'll do next. And have we collected the initial bounties with the spear yet? No, we have not. Okay, well, I think that's probably what we're doing. So that is going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. These runs are starting to get a little bit on the long side now that we're routinely making it to the top. I could probably, talk less and play more and resolve that problem that way. Come back next time tomorrow. Maybe we'll try a speed run. And we'll see you then.